Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay, so give me a second. Can everyone hear me? I think it's working. Okay. Okay, so in the pre-market, Not a lot of movement in pre-market. We're right here by the 5 MA. Let's see how we react to this 5 MA. Okay, so we're going to be in this magenta until we're not. We are in the magenta until we're not. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. 30 minutes says we just got above the water, but it's looking weak, so we need to give that some time. 5 minute, we're right at the water line. 1 minute, we're still inside magenta. So we're inside magenta until we're not. We see we have a lot of liquidity at this 70.56 level. A lot of liquidity built up here. Look how many touches. Look how many touches. So we'll see if we gain some strength going this way, or if we want to go this way. I'm here, I'm just being quiet. I'm allowing the market to expose itself. So let's just be patient. I'm here, I'm just being quiet. I think I might like this purple. I think I like this purple, so we'll see if we get underneath the 5, if we start getting some confluence with our 5-minute chart. If we get some confluence with our 30-minute chart, we should have all confluences underneath the 5 to tell you something. Wait for a break and retest. Now, this is still way before our, I like to wait minimum 15 minutes when the market opens. 30 minutes is probably even better, but it's up to you. It looks like it's stuck between the 5 and this key level right here. So a lot of liquidity built up between the 5 and key level. Okay. Let's see how deep it goes. So let's say if you're on, just an example, if you're on puts, your stop would have to be up here, right? A little bit, maybe a little bit above if you're on puts. A little bit above because you want to watch out for, you know, any wick that might try to stop you out. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our 5-minute chart for the path, right? You got two options here. I'm here, I'm just being quiet. Not feeling too well today. Forgive me, but I'm here. Do you see the bounce off the lick box? Watch. Well, if I were to like extend this lick box a little bit. They were still in it. Let's see if this purple holds up. Meaning, let's see if we reject and stay inside this purple somewhat. Got some volume coming in. I think we're gonna test this blue as well. Still not in our 15-minute window, but kind of a tight range here. So far I'm okay with the blue and the purple, so let's just give it some time. Test this blue. Okay. The blue might be our down for the day. I know it's a little early, but we'll see. We're testing it, but looks like it might be the down for the day. If you're sitting here on YouTube trying to figure out what blue down for the day means, you're gonna have to join the Discord. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. We'll get you sorted. Still in this lick box, right? See if I just move it over. We're still inside that lick box. We at least needed to break one side or the other. Just be patient. We're far below the water on the 1 minute. Below the water on the 5 minute. Trending up on the 30 minute, but it's getting weak. Let's wait till we have some confluence. See where the 50-50 is on the 5 minute? I don't know when this is gonna happen. I'm just saying where the 50-50 should be. If you don't know what a 50-50 is, you need to join the Discord. It's gonna be really difficult to trade off YouTube. Very difficult to trade off YouTube. Not impossible, but maybe a little difficult. Still in this range. So let's see how we react to key level 70.56. A lot of liquidity built up in this lick box. Plenty, look. Hours and hours and hours liquidity built up in here. So you see the pattern that's happening here, right? Buy calls in the bottom, put to the top. Calls in the bottom, put to the top. So we want at least to see when that trend breaks, right? This is technically a trend. It's a pattern. Wait for that pattern to break. It'll be confirmed once you see this. Or it'll be confirmed once you see this. At least for the short term, right? And then we're gonna have to go review our higher time frames to make sure it makes sense. We're gonna start doing some candle analysis. Is this an engulfing candle that just took everybody out? On the 5 minute. Pattern continues, right? Puts in the top, calls in the bottom. Same pattern, nothing's changed. Wait for the pattern to break. The least you can do is wait for the pattern to break. I don't see any real microstructure developing either. Just continuation of this same pattern. So we know there's some serious business going on inside of here. Now, would it be great if it shoots up to catch it from the bottom? Sure, of course it would, but there's no way to know that's gonna happen. So the least you could do is wait for this to break because you see the pattern. Nothing's changed. We're trying to identify the dominant algo, so we need time. We need to identify the dominant algo. So far, it's pretty much this magenta. I was saying maybe they're starting to form a little tiny wedge here. But we're still inside this, so this doesn't mean anything. We're still inside of this lick box. And this is a tight range. This is a very tight range. I'm thinking if we should put a pink ranger on this lick box right here. That would be experimental. We'll test it. We'll see if this lick box should be a pink ranger. This is experimental. This isn't a thing. Discord, this is just experimental. We're gonna try it. Remember, experiment purposes only. But maybe once we conduct this experiment, then you could take it on with you in your future endeavors. Yeah, just sideways. There's no trade here. We're at market open pretty much. No trade here. No microstructure. It's just completely sideways. Oh, this is probably Pink Ranger here. Let me see something. This looks more legit. All right, let's see if blue or purple's gonna win. Yeah, I don't think we should be messing with anything until we get out of this lick box. That's for sure. And then we'll reassess. No reason to risk our money today. And if we don't see any good setups, then we don't see any good setups. Not every day is a trading day. And the volume's coming in. It's got good volume. Completely sideways. Nothing to do here, folks. Sit on your hands. Be okay with calling it an early weekend. Alright, let's see if maybe this is the micro right here. Let me make that a little bit better. Like this. This pink is going to be tough. The 7056 is going to be tough. Above the water. Above the water. Above the water. But the 30 minutes showing some. It's looking sideways. a little bit more time. You know, ideally we like to see a break retest. We'll see if it does get above the pink. We'll see if we get a weak, what do you call it? A weak bear cycle, which should give us something like that. We're gonna see. Be patient. We know the liquidity is built up here. So far it's been puts at 70.56, calls at 69.55. That's what's been the pattern. So we need this pattern to break at minimum. Got volume. We got volume. Heavy resistance right here. This is the sixth time it's trying to break through. Eventually what's going to happen if it doesn't break and retest, these buyers are going to get exhausted. The buyers are going to get exhausted. They're not going to keep trying to push it. Eventually that's going to happen. So they need to break it, retest it, and reject off of it. Okay. Well. Okay. Well. Okay. Alrighty. Look at that pink ranger. All right, now don't overstay your welcome. You got to be cautious because this magenta right here, right? You see the magenta? So level by level, don't overstay your welcome. So the little wedge form, remember I said we're gonna wait to see who wins, either gonna be purple or blue. I think we got our winner. I'm gonna take this one away just to clean up the chart. This one might not come back for a retest. Don't know. The retest is always going to be the safest play. It may not be right now. Maybe it's going to be later on in the day. Because remember, we're saying that if it does get above, maybe in the next entry, if it has a weak bear cycle, excuse me. Okay. So let's see if we get back below this blue. This blue is going to be the thing, I believe. So it might be build in blue and then break magenta for the down. Build in blue, break magenta for the down. So far I just have purple for the up. I don't have a build-in anything yet, so give me a second. Okay, so that experimental pink ranger was a winner. Winner. We knew we had to wait for this to break. At minimum, we had to get out of this. Minimum. So if purple wasn't interesting to you, which is fine because you knew you had to wait to break this, right? So to catch this move here, no, probably could have caught her on this candle right here, this 10 o'clock candle. Yeah, this one may not come back just yet. But the pink ranger for the 5 definitely hit. The 5 pink ranger hit 100%. So this is a winner. How much? It went from, get out of my way. 75, 70, 72. Yeah, this is a winner. This is a big winner. It's a 1-point winner. So if you're not in my Discord, you do not have access to our charts. You need to join the Discord. Send me an email. LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. Pink Ranger, they're 100% winners. Pink Ranger on the 30, 100% winner. Nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do. I'm probably gonna move my stop somewhere below this candle right here. We're high above the water. I probably won't even touch it. It looks like we might be forming a double top on Discord double top, not traditional what everyone thinks is as a double top. If you got to join the Discord to know what that means. Anyways, we might be forming a double top right here. If you're waiting for that weak bear cycle, just wait for the weak bear cycle. But this thing may just go. It may just go. Okay, I'm just gonna monitor it. Nothing for me to do here. I'm gonna clean up the chart just a bit. I'm just gonna babysit this trade. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This was a great trade. This was a great trade. Let's see if it's going to be building green and then break a blue. But we need to see a head forming somewhere. Before that, even before you're worrying about that. Now we're high above the water, so if we get a weak bear cycle, you know what to look out for, right? Remember, the weak bear cycle is going to be like this. On our 30-minute, we broke the orange. Not only did we break the orange, we broke the pink ranger. Let's see, maybe a pullback on this magenta right here. We'll see. Here's the 5-minute. So let me clear it up really quick. The 50-50 was right here at this level. All right, I didn't say when, I just need to know where it's at. Here's the 50-50. There's absolutely zero way to take a loss today. There's no way to take a loss. The only entry was you could have at least done break of pink ranger. Look at the money that's being printed right now. Look at this money. And then you're always worried, oh, am I too late? Am I too late? So this is the risk that we take, right? We would like the break and retest and reject, but here, this is the risk. The opportunity risk that is going to shoot off without you. This is what I'm talking about. So if you know how to place your stops appropriately, it's not going to hurt you. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to hurt you, but you'll be all right. So you have to rewind the tape at 09:52 Eastern. I said it would be great to buy it to buy the call right here with the expectation that it's going to shoot up. However, you need some type of confirmation because we saw the repetition of the rejection of the pink of our lick box. So I said, you know, you got to wait at minimum till we break this pattern. We broke the pattern, right? Once we broke out of it, at minimum, you gotta wait till the pattern's broken. Correct. That's correct. Yep. That is 100% correct. And this, and you know, it's, I'm just offering strategies. I'm offering strategies. That's it, right? That was this has all been in the homework that I've given out. So this green's holding up. Let's see how this green does. Boom, now maybe double top. Maybe it hasn't double top yet. Looks like it wants to. Or do they want to close the cup? The cup's going to be closed at 73.09. So we don't know. Maybe they're not going to close it right now. Maybe take a little bit to get there. So we're still high above the water, right? You got to be careful. You don't want to fight the trend. We're high above the water. We should be looking for long entries. We're high above the water. Look for long entries. So hopefully, you know, maybe a week bear cycle. The confirmation was the break of the lick box. That was the confirmation we needed. Remember, I actually said at 9:53, 9:52, wait for the confirmation. What's the confirmation? When the pattern is broken. The pattern of being rejected at pink. I actually said it out loud. I know for a fact I did. I said wait for the confirmation. The confirmation is when the pattern is broken above this pink, above the lick box. You got to rewind the tape. That's exactly what I said. I even said the word confirmation. You can't go off your feelings. The stock market does not care about your feelings. It doesn't matter how you think, because your feelings don't know if there's a whole bunch of buy orders right here that are going to stop everybody out on the sell. Your feelings don't know if someone clicked, like, you know, $500 million calls at market. You don't know that. So it doesn't make sense to have feelings or bias. You have to wait for the confirmation. The confirmation is when you break the liquidity. Then you know who won. That's all I was saying. We're going to see who's going to win, either purple or blue. I said all of this clear as day. There's absolutely no way I can be any more clear than the confirmation is above the lick box. Because I said pink was experimental. Fine. What about the lick box? I know I said it. Now, ideally, what we like to see is a break and retest. That's ideal, but you know, that's the opportunity risk I'm always telling you about. If you decide to take it, then you have to understand your risk management strategy. That's something I can't do, but I 100% said exactly what the confirmation is. So if you're saying there was no confirmation, that's simply not true. You have to rewind the tape. Yeah, just exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the right attitude to have, Rhino. You have to look. If you're not willing to take that risk, then you can't be mad when it moves, right? Because you weren't willing to take the risk here, so you can't be mad when it does its thing. You just have to say, okay, that wasn't a part of my business plan, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be in every single move and every single, like, this is a very, very, I don't want to use the word toxic because I hate it. It's a destructive way to think. If you feel like you need to be in every single move, even when the move didn't look good to you, or there was no setup, or you didn't feel confirmation, then you shouldn't be upset about it, because I don't know, I just don't get it. I'm just having a hard time understanding that part. It's a business like any other business. You have to take a risk, and then if you manage your stops appropriately, you'll be fine. Why is that? Because we knew we only had 2 options all day. Oh, hold on, wait. I erased it. Since this morning, we only had 2 options. I even put a 50-50. And I even told you exactly what price the 50-50 was. I didn't say when, but I gave you the price. I said if we get above this, you know who wins the 50-50. If you wanted confirmation on this 50-50, you could have waited till, again, it broke this magenta. But besides me saying the confirmation is when it breaks this pattern, there's nothing more I can do. This green's still holding up. I'll start moving my stop to about this magenta. If I get stopped out here, I'm fine with that. Even though I think there's probably some more room, because we're high above the water. So I'm gonna take off. I'll take off a reasonable position here, and then I'm not gonna give the runners too much room, but I'll let the runners run. But if we break this green, I'll be out probably like 2/3 of the contracts, because I gotta get out of here shortly. Not shortly, but in a little bit. So again, so besides me saying verbally what the confirmation is, there's nothing more I can do. You have to go back. Also, there was only one path drawn on the screen. There was literally only one path drawn on the screen. It was like this. So there's only a call option. The only way you would have went in on puts is on blue. So there's only actually one option. And if you were to be wrong here, then you would have been right on the break of blue. Because that's just how the stock market works. The liquidity. We're finding liquidity. And then it would have been break of blue until the bottom of this lick box. That's how it works. You can only ask for level by level. You don't know where the orders are. You have to ride the wave. There's no way you know that there's $500 million of call options right here, someone trying to buy it. There's no way you know that. So when you're saying feelings, you should be feeling the momentum of the market. Remember, I'm going to go over it again. I'm going to clean up this chart just a bit. Don't forget, when I drew this, we always like handles. We like handles. The confirmation for the handle is when it retests this dance right here. You need to see that dance. And we like right shoulders. Why? Because you see the dance. Eventually, you're going to hear me say the same thing over and over and over, and you'll just know. It just takes time. That's the answer. It takes time. Look, you see the time? Look how much time it takes. How long ago did I put this head here? It's very simple. You have to identify liquidity. You identify the liquidity. Now, if we bounce off this lick box again, then this may be your entry for the long, right? You want to see if it has a weak bear. Because remember, the weak bear, again, I'll draw it again, could look like this. Remember? Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do it what I did before. I said the weak bear could do that, right? So this is what you're looking for. See the pattern? I mean, this was absolutely perfect. There's nothing more I can do about that. This stopped me out over here on the break of green for 2/3 of the contracts. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna move my stop here for all the rest. I might actually take some off the table. Even though I know I should hold, I don't have time for it today. Maybe hold until, you know, the MACD gets below the 0 line. Maybe that, right? But I don't have time for that. I'm gonna take my money, and I'm gonna be happy with that. And if this whole head and shoulders plays out, I'll be fine. Don't care. You gotta learn how to preserve your capital. Hoping I can get a little push here. Okay, I'll leave the stop here. 2/3 over here I got taken out, so I'm gonna leave the stop here for the rest. I'm gonna see if I can get maybe 1 or 2 candles closed, and then I'll see what's up after that. I'm gonna clean up this chart just a bit. So either 1 or 2 things is going to happen. It's going to do that. Or this. How you decide to play that, that's on you. But one of these 2 things is going to happen. I'm giving you the answers to the test. There's nothing more I can do. I hear the messages in Discord. Give me a second. I'll be right. I'm gonna go in there in a second. Oh shit. Okay. Where to happen? But I didn't get where it to happen. Okay, so where it was to happen was the breaking of the pattern above the liquidity box, or you could have used the pink ranger, or you could have used the pink ranger. The pink rangers are 100%. They're 100% winners, the pink rangers. I mean, eventually they're probably gonna lose, but we just haven't experienced that. We haven't experienced it. Eventually it's gonna happen. I'm not saying that I'm some savant, and no. It's just simple support and resistance. That's pretty much what it is. All right, this might be second bite at the apple, so I'm gonna start moving my my 1/3 left of my contract. So I'm gonna start moving it now. I said I was gonna wait 2 or 3 candles. I waited 1, 2, 3, 5 candles. So now I'm gonna start moving it. I'm probably gonna put it on magenta. I'll move it to magenta. Because I'm looking for the second bite at the apple, right? So this is why I held the runners, because usually there's a second bite at the apple. It's very rare, not rare, but it's not common where it just touches and reverses. Like a one touch and reverse. Usually, you know, second bite at the apple. That's usually a thing. So something I've learned, doesn't happen all the time, but something I've learned to be comfortable with, waiting for the second bite. Especially, you know, high above the water, weak bear cycle. Now look, if we're able to get some strength off this bull cycle, then that just means that we're gonna look for our next key level and look to see if this bull cycle heads up there. But do you see why we like right shoulders? This is why we like right shoulders, because we need the confirmation. This is why we like handles, because we need the confirmation. Probably started moving my stop to blue. So we're already in this move, right? There's no setup here. You're already in the move. If you didn't take this break of purple and then see what you can get out of it to the top of the lick box, there's no, you're in the middle of the water now. But one of these two things is gonna happen, right? That's just what it is. So let's see if this, I hate trying to be precise like that, because, you know, there's always a margin of error. I hate trying to be precise, but 80% of the time I think I get it right. 80%. So you got to watch out for that 20%. Maybe a little higher than 80%, but probably 80. We'll just stick with 80%. I'm gonna clean this up just a bit. The 5 minute looks like Kung Fu. If you didn't take any trades, you weren't comfortable, that's fine. Because maybe today was the day you needed to learn the lesson, learn some of the strategy. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Again, on this flexion right here, I'm gonna let this play out just a little bit. I'm not gonna move my stop just yet. On this flexion right here, I said way ahead of time, maybe your next entry is on this weak bear cycle because it's high above the water, and I even drew the flexion point of the exact point where to get in. So if you didn't take this trade, there's nothing I can do. So since 950 around then, no, probably maybe 956. We've only had up scenario. We've only had calls, right? Only the calls were the option because puts had to be on the break of blue. Remember we were testing blue or yeah, we never. So puts had to be on the break of blue at minimum. The only option was this micro cup and handle. We like the handle. It broke purple. It broke our key level. Also, I drew this. I told everyone, wait for a week. If you want to look for longs, wait for a week bear cycle. That's exactly what happened. I drew the level where it's going to bounce. The exact level that it's going to bounce off of for this to happen. I told you, one of these two things is going to happen. You can't ask for more than where you're at. So let's see now. I'm probably going to move my stop a little bit. I'm going to start moving my stop now. I might take some risk off here. I might just... Alright, I'm going to start moving my stop. I need to focus for a second. Okay, so whatever happens from here, it's dancing right on my stop. It's about to stop me out. So this is my final 1/3 of the contracts, about to stop me out here. Now, should I hold until MACD gets below water? Sure, but I'm not going to. I'm going to start tightening it up. That took me out. Okay, that was a good trade. I'm okay with this. If it shoots up from here, if it rejects off of blue and it shoots up, I'm okay with it. Because I already defined, this is the amount of risk I want to take. This is how much profit I want to take. I've already defined that. So remember, right shoulders, that's what we like. It's going to be break, retest underneath the 5. That's puts. Your safety puts are going to be break, retest the 5. This is the answer. If you do anything else past that, there's nothing I can do. If you're trying to, ride the wave all the way down there, okay, that's the risk you're taking. I'm telling you the safety is below the 5. Meaning it has to the price has to be already below the 5, retest, and then reject the 5. That's what that means. All right, I'm gonna check Discord real quick. Okay, good. Steven, that's good. Good. Not every day is a trading day. You don't always have to be in a trade. You don't always have to be in every leg of every move. That's just not a thing. And if you feel that compulsion or that obsession, whatever it is, you have to reassess what we're doing here. Every leg is not a move. Because look, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to be like, oh man, I missed all of this. And you're going to feel FOMO. And then you're going to jump at the first candle. Because you feel FOMO, you're going to jump at the first candle that looks the direction you like instead of waiting for confirmations. That's what's going to happen. Because with certainty that at some point during the day, I'm gonna point out a setup and it's gonna hit, and all you just needed to have was patience. So if you're in here now thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna get this break of whatever or this next move, and you gotta reassess. Just take a minute, reassess, let the market you know, figure out all these moves. It'll show itself. You just gotta be patient. Now we're in this lick box. We're going from level to level. That's all we're doing here. And look, this candle stopped me out for no reason. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. That was the amount of risk I'm willing to take. So I have to be okay with that. Okay, Steven, that's perfect, right? When you, this is, yes, this is, I absolutely love that response. Correct. Okay, I'm gonna respond to this comment right here. I'm gonna make a little something. Watch, I'm gonna respond to this comment right here, Ron. When you talk this about this. Okay, again, I'm gonna tell you again. When I'm giving analysis, not everyone's trading on a 1 minute time frame, because we're supposed to be guiding off the 5 minute, and we also have to use the 30 minute. So when I'm saying certain things, I have to give the scenario for everyone who's watching. I'm giving the scenario for everyone who's watching. But what never, and you're saying something about, I talked about puts. Even if I talked about it, there was no confirmation. And call continuation was the cup and handle with the handle that I put. Or you could have just waited for the lick box to break. Yes, I'm saying double top. That doesn't... I'm literally just saying what's on the screen. When I'm saying, oh, maybe a double top here, I'm saying what is on the screen. That's all. That's literally like me saying, okay, the five moving average is at 670.21. That's all. I'm just reporting what is on the screen. And the reason why I have to do that is because I'm on YouTube and people don't want to just, you know, watch some random drawing. They need to hear something. So I have to give some entertainment value. That's all I'm trying to do. When I'm saying double top, that has nothing to do with the fact that we're still in an uptrend, right? Because look, we're still in an uptrend. We're still high above the water. And I also said, look at if you're looking for long entries, look for a weak bear cycle. So it sounds like you're picking and choosing like what you want to hear, because I think you're looking for confirmation bias. And I'm telling you right now, I am, whatever you were just thinking about double top, that sort of thing, let me clear this up. I'm only reporting on what I am seeing based on what I'm seeing, like what the indicators are saying. We don't trade off the indicators, so that doesn't matter. Even if there was a double top, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying, well, if we have this double top here, then look out for your shoulder. That's all I'm saying. If this double top plays out, then look for your shoulder. It's always going to be a right shoulder or a handle. So you have to, I'm simply just reporting on what I'm seeing. Our setups didn't change, right? Our setups are going to be break a purple or break a blue. Those are our setups. Me reporting that what the MACD is doing is irrelevant, because we don't trade off indicators. The indicators don't do anything for us. The indicators only tell us what has already happened. We need to look for confirmations to give us an idea of what to expect, what's reasonable to expect. So I hope that cleared up. Whenever I'm, you know, I need you to differentiate when I'm just stating what I'm seeing, just to talk, because people don't want to sit on YouTube and just, yeah, people, they want to hear something. They want to hear me say something. Look, my suggestions, I literally said it has to be blue. I said break a blue. It doesn't matter what my suggestions are, because the price action is the thing. So we need to break the liquidity of blue. For puts, right? For example, let's just say the 5 wasn't here. I don't like that the 5 is right here. So even if it did break blue, the 5 is right here. So you're not, that's the risk you got to take. But what I'm saying is, the entry is I always say it, the break of this, break of that. This is it has to be that. If you're trading off of me and it has nothing to do with the break of a color, I color code it just so it's that easy. I don't know if that makes sense, but it doesn't matter what I'm saying, because it has to be the break of this thing. It's always going to be the break of this thing. On our, look at when I post the daily wins, the wins for the day, it's always the break of something. Lately, I've been adding in Pink Ranger, that type stuff. Or if it was a verbal call out, I will say it, right? And I'll draw it. But otherwise, it's always the break of, this has been since the beginning. It has to be break of whatever color. It doesn't matter what I'm saying, because I'm just reporting what I'm seeing. I think maybe we made a breakthrough here. That's probably a breakthrough we just made. That was probably very important what just happened. Hopefully that cleared up everything. It's always going to be the break of whatever this thing is. Right? So purple over here, purple over here. How much you can get out of it, I don't control that. I don't know where the orders are going to come in. I just know where the liquidity has been shifted. That's all I know. I'm telling you when liquidity shifts. How much you can get out of it, I have no idea. And look, why did I put the header here? I just went to the next key level. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of orders here. I'm assuming that there is. I'm just assuming there is. Why? Because it's a nice round number, and the market likes round numbers like that. So I'm trying to give you, okay, look, so let me give you, I'm just reading the chart. I'm not giving any call out here. I'm just reading the chart, okay? So here's how I'm going to read the chart. Look, we see that the MACD is trending down. We see maybe we're hitting key level. I'm not saying that buy put now. All I'm saying is I'm reporting on what I'm seeing, right? We're still in this lick box. Let's move it over. Same thing we did this morning. So maybe once this liquidity is taken out to the downside, maybe you say, oh, okay, maybe we got some room to go to pink now, because all this got taken out. And then you get your confirmation on blue. And then if blue is far away from pink and from the 5, then then maybe you got some room to get to the next level of liquidity. It's level by level. That's all we can ask for. Level by level. So if you're waiting for puts, you have to be waiting for blue. And also there's probably a secondary liquidity right here. So if you're looking for puts, at minimum, blue has to break, and then you have to measure your risk to reward. Number one, we're in an uptrend, so you're fighting the trend if you're buying puts. You're in an uptrend. Number two, measure risk to reward from blue to the key levels, because there's going to be a dance at those key levels, and that's when everyone gets nervous and antsy. So if you're not ready to take profit, or if you're not ready to hold for the long term, I can't do anything about that. All right, back to the action. Hold on. Hopefully I cleared everything out. Let me see. I highly recommend watching my videos. You gotta watch the videos because you'll know that it has to be the break of whatever color. Yes, thank you, Rhino. Good point. Good point, man. Because that's definitely in the videos. Like, okay. Well, look, now I explained everything. Now I explained everything. I hope. If you still have questions, I need you to ask me or to clarify, but it's always going to be the break of whatever the thing is. Always, always, always. I can't stress that enough. I don't mind stressing it more if I need to, but it's always going to be the break of whatever. I'm showing you what the setups need to look like if this is going to happen. All I'm saying is you get a higher probability. For example, if this microstructure were to play out, you got a high probability that on the break of purple. That's all. Because you see the dance. I'm giving you my analysis, how I think. This is how I think. It doesn't mean that it's 100% going to happen. It means that the probability is on our side. That's it. We got a higher probability. Not that there's, nothing's guaranteed. Now I'm just going to report what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the MACD getting lower. Maybe we're losing some strength here. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. I'm going to clean this up just a tad. Yeah, so look, on the 5-minute chart, this looks, it can easily go either way. Because this looks like a momentum, right? And maybe look for continuation. The continuation, hold on, probably going to be a little lower like that. To this, you see this this wick on this red. So the wick on that, okay, the wick on that red is this wick right here, which is this flexion right here. So yeah, we're in the liquidity box. We are in the, the 50-50 pretty much on the larger scale. Let's see what the 30-minute says. Okay, you have to rewind the tape. I literally said maybe we're going to experience a pullback at this magenta. Rewind the tape. I actually said this in real life. I literally said this in real life. Look for this magenta and look for a pullback. We might see a pullback at this magenta. I don't know for a fact, but, I'm just saying. Just saying, I said it. All right, now I'm just reporting on the news. We're below the water, or we're about to. We're testing zero. We're testing zero. We're still in this lick box right here. There's nothing to do here, right? You need to see microstructure to tell you the move was here. Now we're in no man's land. If you're betting on a head, okay. If you're betting on this bolt, maybe wait for microstructure to show you. So now we're in no man's land. There's nothing to do here. Just gotta wait for the next setup. Blue's looking good, right? Look at all the liquidity built up in blue. Blue's looking really good. And yeah, and the blue looks pretty accurate too. The blue's holding up pretty well. Purple's fine. I think it can be refined. There's something else there. It's gonna show itself later. It hasn't presented itself yet. Purple's fine. It's been working. I think in some time the market's gonna give us something else, and everything will be much more clear. Everything's gonna be much more clear in a little bit. Watch. I'm still here. I'm just being quiet. I'm trying to I'm just doing some analysis here, right? It's really hard to ignore this candle. It's really hard to ignore this 30-minute candle. Because it looks like kind of like a momentum candle, right? So we're gonna allow, if this rejection here on this magenta is a thing, meaning if we get probably below the blue, yeah, that would line up with blue. So well, it's gonna get easier. Just watch. This is gonna get so much easier in a little bit. Just be patient. It'll be easier. Watch. You just need time. Now look, we want to see maybe microstructure in the lick box, right? So look for either, who knows, maybe this right here. Maybe something like that before it heads out. If it wants to head down, right? Look for something like that. Here, I'll draw it again. I'm going to clean up this chart. Draw it again. This would be maybe something to look for, but then that can only tell you that we're, you know, exiting the lick box. Our entry is still going to be on blue, right? That would still be the best setup for puts is on the break of blue. I'm just showing you, maybe this is showing us direction. That's all. But either way, we're still stuck in here. Now, I think, of course, you know, if this does happen, right, we would love to be a part of it right here. Of course, we would love to be a part of it right there, but the confirmation's here. It's a little more safe, but it's less reward, and that's what you're dealing with. It's a little more safe, but it's less reward. So if you're not taking profit when you can, I'm just telling you where the liquidity is. That's all. That's all I can do. And I can tell you what needs to happen to get to the next level of liquidity. That's all I can do. We're riding the wave. If you can scalp some of that on the way, perfect. And then look, see this lick box here? We got stuck yesterday for all day in this liquidity box, or for the remainder of the day. So we also got to learn how to identify chop. I actually took a trade somewhere in here. You know what? I'll go back and rewind it, and I'll show you guys what I did. It was a mistake, right? It wasn't like a good play. It was a mistake, but I learned something, and I want to teach you all what it was that I learned. So I'll put that. I'll probably make a Word document for it. I'll put that together. I think I might like this orange. We'll see if we keep rejecting off this orange. And then if we do, maybe this is our macro. Or if we, excuse me, if we break orange, then we'll maybe this is going to be our macro for the down, and then blue is our macro for the up. It's going to get easier as time goes on. So now we're testing orange. Let's see. We might be looking at build in purple and then break orange. Let's see. We gotta test orange now to see. Let's see if orange gets us above the lick box. So we know what the two setups are, right? It's either gonna be, I'll put it back. Wait, do I have it here? Oh, okay, I have it here already. I have it on the 5 minute already. It's already on the 5 minute chart, so. Let me see if I can. And it's not easy to chart and plot the 1 minute, the 5 minute, paying attention to the 30 minute, teaching the lesson I'm trying to teach, trade at the same time. This is it's getting hectic. It's getting hectic trying to do like all this and focus on trading. Like I've missed so many trades because I'm too focused on what I'm doing. Okay, we want to see if this orange is going to get us to break the lick box. That's what we need to see. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. I'm just being quiet. I'm still here. Now for this orange to play out the way we want, these legs need to spread apart a bit. You remember how I told you it's really hard to ignore this candle right here? It's really hard to ignore this candle, this momentum candle, really hard. So this magenta has a lot of liquidity on it. This magenta right here. Which is probably the orange, somewhere around this orange. So let's see if we get above high a day right here. I'm gonna mark out high a day. So, excuse me. We were looking to see if this microstructure was going to play out. It's kind of broken that structure here, right? So this microstructure right here kind of broke the structure when it got above the handle, which coincided with the break of the orange, which means that this was our 50-50. And then you can only ask till the last key level, right? That's all you can ask for, because you don't know if there's a whole bunch of orders right here. Okay, I'm gonna respond to this one on right here. I'm gonna respond. So I don't give signals when I trade. The reason why is because not everyone has my same risk tolerance. So if I say buy put now, buy call now, if it doesn't work out, then what? And I don't know how much risk you're putting on. If you destroy your account, I can only I'm trying to teach. Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to teach. Okay, my mistake. The truth is, I'm probably in way more trades than you think, and I stop out when I need to, and I let the runners run. So that's probably what's happening behind the scenes that you're not seeing. Is that I'm taking way more trades than what you think. And I don't recommend it. we should be taking maybe 3 trades for the day. Maybe. If you're doing more than 3 trades, 4 trades, something's wrong. Ron, the confirmations are the break of whatever. The confirmation is the break of the thing. This is the confirmation, right? And then from orange, you can only ask for top of the lick box. If you get more than that, you know, good on you. But that's all you can ask for, from the break of orange to the last level of liquidity. That's all we can ask for, level by level. So orange was the entry for calls. Or you could have done purple, right? Purple was the entry for calls as well. But I said, you know what? I think it's going to be build in purple, break of orange. And then for blue, it's going to be build in green, break of blue. I could probably find a better one than that too. I can find one better than green. Just give it a second, but either way, nothing's changed with the strategy. So call entries were either break of this purple, this is from earlier, break of purple, or I, set it at some point, break of orange. We're gonna test the orange. All right, let's see if we get some strength here. See if we get some strength. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think this is high a day. I was off by a little bit. This is probably high a day right here. All right, let's see how much. From 74 to 25, that's a 50-cent move. Orange has to be a winner. Or purple, if you took purple, purple has to be a winner. Okay, look at this. We got off the 5 minute. If you didn't make money from, I mean, look at the perfection on this. If you didn't make money on this 5 minute chart, there's nothing I can, there's absolutely nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about that. You have to, like, I literally drew, you know what? Matter of fact, I said, one of these two things is gonna happen. However you play that out, that's on you. But you know that one of these things is gonna happen. It can't get any better. Right to the next key level. Okay, break of orange to key level. That's all you can ask for. If you get more than that, great. But we don't know if there's a whole bunch of put orders sitting right here. You don't know that. But we know where the liquidity is, right? Because we had the high a day. So the entry, break of orange. The other entry, break of purple. You had two choices here. And this was said since over here. I tried to do less highlighting and just use the color because I didn't want to confuse anyone, but I'm not sure if highlighting is helping or not helping. So I need some feedback on that. Like, you know how I highlighted the line here with the confidence level? I'm not sure if that helps or not. I'm trying to keep the chart clean so everyone can see what's going on. I'm looking at what you're saying, Ron. Go ahead and finish. Yeah, so I'm trying to cut down on the amount of noise so you guys can see what's happening, and I'm trying to find the balance of like showing my thought process through drawing the path and teaching the lesson at the same time. So it's I'm gonna have to work on that. I'll see what I can do. Give me a second here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can. I'll work something out. I might change up the. I might make these lines see-through. Kind of like how I did the lick boxes. Maybe I'll make these see-through so you can see the price action better. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. Give me a second. I'm gonna take a little break. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Blue. Wait for blue if you're looking for puts. I recommend safety is break, retest, reject underneath the 5. Otherwise, we're in an uptrend. If you're looking for long entries, wait for your weak. What is this? Bear cycle. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Also, in the Discord, if we're up, why risk the money? Call it a day. You're already up. Just minor suggestion, but it's up to you. I'll be right back. Okay, again, let's look at our 30-minute chart. I told you we can't ignore this momentum candle, the pullback on the magenta, and then the break in magenta. Some money to be made there. It's just a simple, basic concepts. Nothing's changed. Simple, basic concepts. We just need to have a little bit of patience to allow the thing to happen. That's all. Just a little bit of patience for that thing to happen. Let me see something. If we start rejecting underneath high a day right here, and then we start trading lower in the blue, that should give you some type of warning. So if we start rejecting underneath high a day, meaning, okay, so if you're in calls right now and you start rejecting under here, maybe start taking profit or you know, cut the losses, whatever it is. But I don't think this would have been hard to take a loss because it was break of orange. So I marked out key level 2750, round number. That's why. Okay. You got to rewind the tape. I said probably around 10:46 Eastern. I had this drawn. I said, look, one of these two things is going to happen. However and I had a shoulder here. I said either it's going to do this or you're waiting for puts down here. How you play that? Look at the money we just printed. Look at this money. Look at the money we just printed. Hold on, I gotta pay attention. I'll be right back. I mean, I'm here, I'm focused on something, hold on. Okay. So break of orange. This is a big winner. This is a big winner. You had confirmation on the break. Once the lick box. Here, watch. Let me show you what happened. I want everyone to pay attention really quick. Everyone paying attention? Watch this. Oh man, I think I just messed up the stream. All right, watch. Look. Here's the microstructure that played out. At the lick box, right? We're breaking the lick box. We're starting to see the patterns now. Remember, at first we were looking for this. Remember, right here, it broke that structure at this 50-50. It's almost too easy. It's almost too easy. Oh, look at the money we just printed. Okay. Okay. Look at the money we're printing right now. Let me clean up this chart because that looks suspicious that I put it after the fact. Cleaning up the chart. How this was actually put on our 5-minute chart way long ago. This was an excellent trade. Look at the money we printed right now. Very simple. Risk-free, stress-free. Goodness. Don't overstay your welcome. All right. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I just gotta focus really quick. Exactly, brother. It takes time. Don't rush it either. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't rush it. Because I want you to have we need to keep a little bit of dry powder. We always need to keep a little bit of dry powder. Trust me, it's a process. It's going to work. It's going to work. I've literally spent, I don't even, it's embarrassing how many hours I spent doing math. I've actually done math equations. It's going to work. You just have to keep doing what you're doing for right now. Eventually you'll start to learn. You'll see what I'm seeing. You're going to see it. Eventually you're going to call it before me, right? It's going to happen. It just takes time. Do not rush it. Stay humble right now, because you're going to over leverage and be overconfident, and that can ruin you. Just do what you're doing. You're doing very good. Very, very good. All right, if we get a rejection here, look, we have to watch out for this. We got to watch out for this. Yeah, so then over here, if it's going to head down, I'm not saying it is. We still have our put scenario, right? But this is the pattern we need to look out for. So let me clear the chart real quick. You did the exact right thing. Everything you're doing is perfect. Just don't get overconfident. Just stay humble for right now. The big home runs, they're gonna come, where you don't have to worry about retracement. None of it. It's just you just gotta stick to the strategy, and the home runs will come. But whatever you're doing now, biting little bit, you're building that account nice and slow. Then when you get to multiple contracts, you'll see the difference. You'll be like, you know what? I only need a 30-cent move and I'm done for the day, right? I only need that 30-cent move to be done for the entire day. Or shit, sometimes you'll be done for a week. I'm telling you, it takes time. It happens. It has to happen. If you follow the strategy, mathematically speaking, it has to happen. I've done an obnoxious amount of hours doing the math for this. So unless you know some type of sacred ancient math that I'm not familiar with, it's gonna work. It just takes time. Now you just need to wait the time. You're walking the path. Don't force it any direction. Stay on the path. It's not always sexy, it's not always fun, but it's there. Just keep walking it. You're doing great. And also, it's very humbling for you, random person, me, random person, for you to, put your trust in me. So I don't take that honor lightly. I'm very, very much humbled by the notion. So you're doing the right thing. I'll be right back. Oh, someone's learning how to embrace the retrace. Someone's learning how to embrace the retrace. There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, don't overstay your welcome now, okay? Don't overstay your welcome. Still high above the water. Good for you. High above the water. I mean, excuse me, we're still above the water in an uptrend. No reason to fight the trend. We know minimum we need to break this blue. Look at blue. Look how much liquidity is in blue. We have to break blue for puts. We only had call scenarios because actually we only had call scenarios because from the beginning it was break, retest, reject underneath the 5. We only had call scenarios. And look at our 5-minute chart. Look at the 5-minute. The puts were here. The only entry for puts were underneath this 670.75. This never happened. So there's no way to lose on puts because the opportunity never presented itself to even take a put. The only opportunity presented itself was calls. The only opportunity. And it was on the orange, it was on the purple, whatever it is. There's so many opportunities we had to get in on this call. But it takes time. So if you didn't take it, don't worry. Hopefully now you see, you're able to see it, take a step back, analyze logically what's happening in front of your face, so that next time when this presents itself, you're not worried. You have to be okay with taking a loss, first of all. If you're not okay with taking a loss, you shouldn't be day trading. I'll tell you that right now. But what you should find solace in is the fact that you know it's extremely hard to be wrong twice in a row. Very hard to be wrong twice in a row. That's what you should feel the confidence in. And it doesn't matter how we feel or what the indicators are saying, because we don't trade off indicators. We know we're going liquidity level to liquidity level. Liquidity has to build up in purple, break the orange. Or if you wanted, it was break a purple, because that's all we had at the time. That's all we had was break a purple. And I said, I'm going to find another one, don't worry. And I did. Because it always happens. It always happens. Every day we do the same thing. And as time goes on, it just gets easier. So maybe if the morning time's too volatile and you like some more direction, just wait for more direction then. Understand your own trading style. And one of the OGs is still holding the call. This is absolutely amazing. Still holding the call. Good job, OG. Good job. All right, shortly I'm gonna have to take my leave here, but I'm gonna set you guys up for when I leave. Actually, it's already set up. It's already set up. I mean, look, I told you we're not gonna ignore this momentum candle. Here's just a little pullback. I showed you where the pullback was. I showed you the pullback. I showed you which algo needed to break for this pullback to make sense, which also coincided with the break of our magenta. I told you this magenta is holding a lot of liquidity. I mean, I said this very clear as day. Very, very, very clear. Yeah, there's nothing more I can do. I've done my job. So understand that I do my job. I show up every day and I do my job. It's up to you to do your part now. And if your part is, if you're constantly trying to be in a trade, if you're constantly trying to take every single move and you're letting one candle stop you out or one candle convince you to make a move, nothing I can do about that. That's something personal. You're gonna have to, at some point, you're gonna have to realize the strategy works. How do you know? Because I prove it every day in the at the end of with the win report at the end of the day. Ooh, win report. All right, maybe I might call it that. Win report. I like that. Where's T-Pain when you need him? Because all we do is, how does the song go? How does that song go? Something. Where's T-Pain when we need him? All we do is something. Okay, I'm gonna clean up this chart just a little bit. Just a little bit. Everything played out absolutely perfect. Remember, Discord, we got off our 5. We guide off the 5. Guide off the 5. I've said this many times. So if you don't know, now you know. And lo and behold, did the trading plan hit exactly as I said it would? Of course it did. Of course it did. Let me go look at the trading plan. Oh, we got some long-term plays in there. Yeah. Take a look at that trading plan. Yeah, take a look at that trading plan and you tell me. You had 2 out of the 3, and the third one never even was a thing. That trading plan was absolutely spot on today. There's no... Look at the trading plan. It doesn't get any better. What time was the trading plan at? The trading plan I posted... It says 5:42 on my clock, but that's Pacific Standard, so... Trading plan was posted 45 minutes before, a little over 45 minutes before market open. 45 minutes before market open. If you're not using the trading plan, if you're not using Pink Rangers, if you're not using the break of whatever that I'm saying, then you have to. Then you have to. Obviously, you just got to do that. Look how long this has been in here. Look at the perfection on this. If that's not a pinpoint entry, then I don't know what is. Let me zoom in here. If this flexion point is not a pinpoint entry, and this is me freehand drawing with a mouse on a laptop, if this is not pinpoint, I don't know what is. The put entry had to be over here. So even if it chopped around in here, oh well. You have to wait till somewhere over here, right? Look at the money we're printing right now. Let's go. I just moved this to mark out high a day. I'm gonna start moving all my stops up. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I'm gonna put together the win report for the Discord, and then I'm probably gonna head off. So I'm gonna manipulate this chart, so it's gonna be hard to trade off of it if you're using the charts I provide. Give it a second. Hold on. Still, don't forget this, okay? So wait for your confirmations if you need to. Preferably something like that, okay? All right, this stopped me out, so everything got stopped out there. No big deal. Profit. From orange to, oh no, I got a late fill. A little bit past orange, probably somewhere around here to here. Now I stopped out. This one can't, oh, come on. Don't tell me this one. That's okay, I'm not gonna get greedy. Let me just continue what I was doing, sorry. I talk too much. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Let's see what we got. All we needed to do was trade off the trading plan. You didn't have to look at 1 ounce of this live stream. You just needed to look at the trading plan. The trading plan hit absolutely perfect. I mean, to a T. The trading plan hit to perfection. All right, let's see if we get a weak, what do you call it? Bear cycle here. Look at the trading. This is, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. If you're stopping yourself out, you know, you got to stop doing that. Stop doing that. We knew that this lick box needed to be cleared. That happened over here. Boop. Also, for quote unquote confirmations, this specific strategy right here is in the homework, where I give specific entries, specific exits, very specific, very specific. It's in the homework. If I need to post it again, I will. But this set, I've been preaching about this homework for this reason right here. And if we're not implementing the homework, if you're not doing the thing that the homework said to do, because I gave the answers, even though no one responded, right? I put the homework out, no one responded. Fine. I gave you the answer. It's okay. You don't, because maybe you don't know. Maybe you didn't know the answer. Now you know the answer. And I even gave it to you to reference in a document you can just constantly look at. And it's crazy because on this one here, in the homework, it was a break of yellow. On this one, it's a break of orange. So it's literally the same exact thing we just did in the homework. Okay, give me a second. Man, I gotta get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna call it. I spent my time. We had a phenomenal day. If you're interested in learning how to trade like this, send me an email to LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com, and I'm gonna get you sorted out. And if you're trying to trade off of the YouTube, it's difficult. It's gonna be difficult. You have to join the Discord because all the information is in the Discord. It's free for 24 hours. Try it out. You have nothing to lose. If you join on the weekend, I'll give you the entire, or if you join like on a Friday, if you send me an email on a Friday, you'll get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll give you Friday and Saturday, Sunday to go through all the content. You can review everything yourself. You can see everything's done live and in real time. There's no smoke and mirrors here. Look at the testimony. Ask the other members, you know, however they feel. But send me an email if you're interested. If not, then keep struggling. No, I'm just kidding. I wish you all the luck. Really, I do. But I'm going to get out of here, YouTube. It's been a pleasure. Have a good day. Bye.